Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over the AM Silver Bullet for Thursday, August 10th. So when we see the chart here, we always look left and we see, whatever we can see that morning, what's happened. And so for me, I see that a short-term high has been cleared. I see that another short-term high has been cleared. Buy-side liquidity has been taken. I'll show you that here in a second. Another much longer buy-side liquidity has been taken. So I'm just looking for a reversal at this point. I know we're hit new week opening gap, and we came from a new week opening gap. So I'm seeing how it's going to react here is what I'm waiting for. Okay. So we're going to go candle by candle, and I'll explain what I see, and we'll buy and sell just using TradingView. Alright, so that was Monday's high. So let's just scroll up and see where all these are so you can see them. Okay, so we've got these short-term highs over here, and then this one that was over here is, the lunchtime high from Wednesday. And then you've got Wednesday's actual high of the day right there. And then this other one is Monday's high of the day right there. I believe it's the high of the day. It's at least high of the lunch hour. So also we've taken a lot of buy-side liquidity, and now we're looking for a reversal. Okay, so we have a fair value gap right here and a fair value gap right there. Let's mark those on the chart here. And let's see how it gets respected. Just holding. For me, I'm looking, if they're going to do a market structure shift, I need this low to be broken. I know we've got a lot of sell side or buy side liquidity. We've taken out a lot of buy side liquidity here, so I'm waiting for a reversal. This would not be a market structure shift for me. I wouldn't be using that. Some people could. That's just not mine. Kind of staying in these PD arrays, just kind of bouncing through. I want to clear cut through them to call them an inversion, because they're being respected, not being respected, kind of ping-ponging back and forth. I want to see it clearly leave it, like that would be good. Okay, so now these would both be, I would consider them inversion fair value gaps. If it trades back through, then, we got to change them back. But for me right now, that clearly left them both. So now, instead of just being up and down here, ping-ponging back and forth, now it actually has left them. So now I'd like to see them be respected. Still waiting for this market structure shift. I know that on the Silver Bullet Hour, you don't necessarily need that. I trade 2022 mentorship model. So if it's not in my setup, doesn't work out, I don't have a trade this session. That's fine. You gotta stick to your trading rules. So that's my trading rules. Okay, so I'll see if it gets respected, and it does right there. It's good. I'm liking that. Yes, there's a little fair value gap right here. Hit that. I see that. Again, I'm still waiting for this to be taken. Just observing price action right now. See if this stuff still respects it. It does. The inversion fair value gaps are holding. You can take a trade here if it's part of your rules. Mine, this is clearly is holding price, so you would be perfectly fine taking a sell here. Just telling you that I'm going to trade at my rules. All right, so that one definitely took that market structure shift down. Now, have a fair value gap here. As soon as, and price close right here. So if price comes up in here, I have a limit order right here. That's where I'm taking this, okay? that is, I'm in. That triggers me in. I'm in the trade. New week opening gap, 5 handles here. I don't trade more than that, so it's 5 handles. If it takes me up and it comes up here, I'll just get in again. So let me just say that again. I have a limit order on this fair value gap because if this is all holding, I don't expect it to come back up here. It's been up and down, up and down, up and down, up. So it's already, it could be a balanced price range, right? That doesn't need to come up in here. Now that it's left it, I don't expect it coming up there. So I'm putting my limit order at the bottom of the fair value gap. If for some reason I get taken out here and it comes back up here, I don't expect it to stay long because these have been holding price really well, right? I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles holding price, and it's a balanced price range. I'm not expecting it, so I'm taking a trade here, and I'm aiming for 2 to 1. I'm aiming for this low right here, so let's mark that here. And then I see this big fair value gap right here. It's going to cause some resistance, most likely. So we're just going to observe how this happens here. What happens? If we can clear this fair value gap, I'll take a partial. You know, I do expect this to be kind of like a little speed bump. Okay, so let's take 2. We didn't take any. Let's take 2. Sell 2 right there. 2 contracts. So I'll take my short. And take a partial, it's down to 1. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so that's good. I'll take a partial off there because that would have I would have had a limit order for a partial here, so it would have taken it out. So I'm gonna buy one just to be fair. So okay, well, I have no choice. I have to flatten it there. It's obviously going to put me down here. So it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. That is your trade. Now, ideally, you'd want to go to new week opening gap to new week opening gap, or maybe this low. So let's just see if we could have had a runner and left one on and just kind of trailed our stop down, see how far it would have gone, or if it just comes back up. You know, I never know. There's another fair value gap opened. Traded into it. Closed it in. Okay, so I wish I could take these off here. But there's a fair value gap. I want to mark it on the chart so you can see this fair value gap right here. Okay, price is covering in the middle. It's a little bit above consequent encroachment. Wicks do the damage, right? So, but when you start and as it's coming down, there's a volume imbalance right here. There's a volume imbalance right here. Those are bearish volume imbalances. We like seeing those when price is going down. We don't like seeing them when we're trying to move up, right? So we'll just see how this plays out. It's already almost past. It's close to 11 o'clock. Okay, now it's broke through, so that would be an inversion fair value gap. So let's see how that works out. See if it holds price, and maybe we target these new week opening gap again. You never know. Okay, now it just obviously doesn't care about this fair value gap, but it's now back below it, so it'd be back to, now it's back to a normal fair value gap. Coming up, we would expect to go down, which it did here. Trade through it, make an inversion, looking for it to bounce, come back. It didn't, it traded right through it, so now it's a regular fair value gap again. Price trades, starts at the fair value gap, comes up, and then comes back down. Just to show you how it works. Let's just see how far we go here. Let's see if we ever take out that low. I think we may have taken out that low. Ooh, we did right there. So you could have aimed for that low. I think eventually it hits the new week opening gap. I don't remember, but let's take this off. All right, let's move this one off. Okay, there's your silver bullet trade. Let's move that. So let's go back through what happened here. Before we started, we saw that price was taking out short-term highs, taking out buy-side liquidity, took out Monday's high. So we wanted to see how that was going to react. We went past the new week opening gap, and we want to see how these PDRAs are going to respond. These would be very much in a premium, so we didn't want to go long here. So we wanted to see how it reacts, but they needed to create inversion fair value gaps for us to go short. So these were kind of ping-ponged back and forth, and then when it finally broke past them, then it became inversion fair value gaps, and they were very much used for 8 or 9 candles. And then it broke through. And I was looking for this market structure shift. Now I know you don't need it on a Silver Bullet hour trades. Personally, I like to use 2022 mentorship model, so I'm waiting for a break of structure. For me, this is the swing low that created the swing high, so that's my market structure shift. Some people could use this, they could use this, they could use this. However they want to use short-term highs, use those, and call them market structure shifts. This is an actual by structure market structure shift. So for me, I was waiting for put a limit order here. This little itty bitty little one tick triggered me in, would have triggered me in. I'm not expecting price to come back in here because it's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and finally leaves it, leaving behind balanced price range in here. However, if price did come up and take us out, I would have just re-entered, because you have a fair value gap here, which is right in line with a new week opening gap, and these inversion fair value gaps holding price. I would have taken the same trade. So we didn't. It triggered us in. We were targeting this low right here. We were going to take a partial after the fair value gap was hit, and that was our Silver Bullet trade set up for Thursday, August 10th.